let's talk about the human stars of The Force Awakens. I want to start off with one in particular. He's definitely not here today, but he's in everyone's thoughts. Harrison Ford recently had a very serious accident. He's a total badass who crash landed that plane and made it out okay.
I gotta say, the amazing thing about Harrison, and I don't think anybody out there will be surprised, is that he is the only person that can make an emergency landing on a golf course in front of 2 doctors. So he's home and resting and getting well as fast as he can. I can't even begin to tell you how much he wanted to be here. But maybe next year, but at least by the time we open this movie, I know that Han Solo will be very actively involved in what we're doing.
I was going to say that I was texting with him yesterday, and I was going to go over and see him, but he didn't have time for me because his friend was coming over for lunch, and he was like, "Not today." But he sends his best, and he's doing great and working hard. And that guy is I had respect for him all my life, but I've never had more respect for a guy until I saw that how he landed that plane. And that was an amazing thing that he did. He was more of a hero in that move than I think he's been in all the movies he's been in. It's an incredible thing he did.
So we're going to give a shout out to Harrison Ford. Let's talk about some of the other new faces that are going to be in this film. So there are 3 lead characters that you want to talk about.
Yeah, we have. We were very lucky. We obviously went through the process that you go through in searching for actors. It's the typical long, tedious audition process. I will tell you that we could not have ended up with 3 more talented and wonderful actors and people. We have Oscar Isaac, we have Daisy Ridley, and John Boyega.
Characters they play.
I'll tell you, I think rather than me tell anything about them, I think they should.
Whenever you guys have appeared in public, have people ever asked you about Star Wars before? A little bit?
Just a little bit, yeah.
I've never been anywhere like this, so this is like...
There's still a lot 7 months out that you can't talk about in regards to your characters, but maybe you could give us a little tease of who they are. We've seen them in the teaser trailer. We saw that image up on the screen. Let's just go one by one and tell us, where do we discover Rey in this movie? Daisy.
Hey y'all, again.
Rey on the desert planet Jack ship graveyard, and she is like completely self-sufficient. She does everything for herself and very solitary until she meets another character and an adventure begins.
And Finn, Finn is the first character we see in The Force Awakens. He was the first face that appeared in that teaser trailer last November. He's in a stormtrooper uniform, but people are wondering, is he in disguise? Is he an actual stormtrooper? So tell us, how do we meet Finn in this movie?
Well, first of all, Star Wars Celebration, what's up? So we find Finn, he's in incredible danger, and the way in which he decides to react to this danger changes his life, number one, and launches him into the Star Wars universe in a very unique way. So I can't wait for you guys to see it.
And he is a stormtrooper, right? You can confirm that? Yes, he is a stormtrooper. John, everybody knows stormtroopers are bad guys. So are you a bad guy or a good guy in this movie?
My memory's just gone.
No recall? We'll come back to it some other time. Oscar Isaac. The only character on stage who has two names, Poe Dameron. We see him piloting an X-Wing fighter. We saw him in the uniform there. So tell us about Tell us about playing this guy. Who is he?
He's the best freaking pilot in the galaxy. He's been sent on a mission by a certain princess. And he ends up coming across Mr. John Boyega's character, and their fates are forever intertwined.
So the three leads, I find it fascinating that you have a stormtrooper and an X-Wing pilot potentially working together with a scavenger. Sort of ticks all the boxes. There are a number of actors that everybody knows are in the movie but are not able to join us yet, and we've got time to
we have this incredible cast, some of whom you see here, including Adam Driver and Andy Serkis. We have Lupita Nyong'o, Gwendolyn Christie. It's an incredible group. But you know, we have many months before the movie comes out, and I promise you that we're gonna have a lot of fun revealing between now and then the other actors. But how lucky are we to have these three today? Come on. Yeah!
Fans have been sending them in all week, and we have a few that were gathered just last night from the folks who were camping out. So this question, it comes from a Star Wars fan in Italy. As a fan, how does it feel to grow up with Star Wars and now be a part of Star Wars? So John, I'm going to throw this to you.
Oh my gosh. So I can't tell you how many times I've played the games of Star Wars on my PS3. Force Unleashed 1, Force Unleashed 2, come on. So obviously as a fan coming on set, I obviously freak out a bit seeing Harrison Ford stood right in front of you. But at the same time you do get, you know, cast members to sign your merchandise after a wrap.
John signed his own figurine.
The whole cast, the whole cast.
Was there a particular favorite piece of merchandise that you were like, I gotta get this if nothing else signed?
So I had a Han Solo in Stormtrooper gear, and it was like this big. And I went over to Harrison and said, "Can you sign my door?" And he was like, "This is weird." But I'll sign it for you. And I got it signed on set.
Another question from a fan in Japan. If you were to put yourself in the world of Star Wars, what type of character would you be? And because they're in Star Wars, I'm going to ask you, Kathy, what type of character would you be?
Well, I have to say, I think the interesting thing about that question is I don't think I have a lot of choices,
At least originally. Princess Leia was kind of the only game.
But I'm going to say that that's going to change.
This is something that's important to a lot of fans. When you released that photo, the cast photo, and released the initial cast list, some people noted that it was only Daisy who was new to the cast.